طيب, so ala kullin, in general, it's important that you seek knowledge in stages, okay? And the books that you're learning, you make sure that you learn every book at least twice, minimum twice, preferably 3 or 4 times. Every book that you're studying, make sure you study it 3 or 4 times. If you study it 3 or 4 times, then you will be well grounded in that. Then you move on to the next book. And then you study the next book 3 or 4 times. And so on. Beware and avoid studying a book once. Stay away and avoid studying a book only once. Make sure you study every book a minimum 2 or 3 times. 2 is too short, 3. Minimum 3 times. And every time you study it, you will know and you will come to realize that you're benefiting more and more. Seeking knowledge is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Yes, that book that you're studying 3 times, it may take you an extra month and a half. Like in that month and a half is an investment. And it's better for you to be delayed a month and a half or 2 months than to be delayed 10 years. If you're going to lose time, is it better to lose a month and a half? You're not even losing time when you're seeking knowledge anyway. Like, if you're going to invest, is it better to, for your future, is it better to review a book and spend an extra month and a half, or to spend 10 years without benefiting? Which one? 1 month and a half. Studying it 2 or 3 times. And I'm saying this because a lot of times what happens in the UK is the methodology of seeking knowledge is not there. Why is that? Because when the youngsters want to learn, the one that is telling them to learn sometimes might not even know what to teach them. And he may not be well grounded himself. So you will find people, or you will hear some say that I've spent 10 years and I haven't benefited anything. I'm not making it up. This happens, not talking from outside of this world. This happens in our community in the UK. People spend 10 years and after 10 years they don't have a clue. They haven't memorized the Quran, or they can't even read the Quran properly. They don't know the Arabic language. They haven't studied many sciences. However, they've been going to every single lecture. And lectures, there's nothing wrong with that, with them. Attending lectures is good, it's a good reminder. It's important that you differentiate between durus ilmiya, knowledge-based lessons, and lectures. Even conferences are important. However, conferences, you don't learn Islamic knowledge. You learn Iman boosters. The only way that you won't regret your time is if you learn books in an organized way, in stages and gradually. Take my advice now, take this advice. It's not my advice, the advice of the scholars. Take their advice, or I'll see you in 10 years time, and you're probably worse off than you are today. And the choice is yours. Shabab, just like yourselves, have spent years and years and years being involved in fitan. And I'll talk about in the end some of the obstacles that face us as a community. So when you're learning, make sure you learn properly and make sure you're learning books. That is the only way that the ulama became ulama. Do you think Fawzan became an alim by going from one lecture to another for 50 years? Or do you think he became an alim from studying one book to another? Which one? Studying a book and a book and a book, book after book after book. That's why when you go abroad and you seek knowledge, they teach you books. Then you will realize the importance of books. And the importance of durus ilmiya. And you're talking about, why did the Imam say this? Why did the Sheikh say this? What if this masala was to be like this? What if it wasn't like that? And why is this the stronger opinion? Why? When you see that, or when you come across that, that is how you learn.